Hi everyone, it is me, Jordan Long here, and today we're going to ask, is Die Hard, the first Die Hard film, is it a Yule film? And some folks will say, yes it is, and others will most likely say no it's not, you know, and we're going to say why it is at first. Well, Father Yule, Santa Claus, do you think that Die Hard is a Yule film? Well, that's been opened up to a rile over the years since the Die Hard film came out. And the truth is that you could see it as a Yule film. As some folks bring up that there is a Yule gathering where John McClane and his kin are at before he gets the call that he needs to go help folks. And that's mostly the only slight you get after that. Because before he shoots someone, he then says, you know, ho ho ho, happy Yule motherfucker. Which, forgive my speech, but that's what he says in the film. And those are like the only two things that make it a Yule film. Because beyond that, there isn't anything else in it besides those two things that make it a Yule film. Well, why do you think that some folks, shit. Why do you think that some folks out there don't see Die Hard 1 as a Yule film? Because in their belief, they believe that it can't be about Yule, even though, yes, there is a Yule gathering in it, and Yule, even though, yeah, John McClane does wish someone a happy Yule before he shoots them with his gun or whatever he does, you know, and in their mind, they think it had nothing to do with Yule. But then there's a lot of, a lot of films that have that, could say that's a Yule film due to, those things. And at the end of the day, there's not a right or wrong answer for is Die Hard 1 a Yule film. But you can't say the same for the Die Hard film game that came out to the Nintendo Glee setup, because they took all that out, because you're only inside fighting everyone, killing them if you have to, sadly, to free everyone who's been binded by the evildoers. Well, yeah, I mean, that is true that there is a Yule gathering in the beginning of the film with John McClane's with his kin before he gets the call that he has to go help folks who've been binded up by fear strikers, I guess. Some kind of, team of outlaws, we know that. And somewhere in the scene he says, happy Yule, motherfucker, before he shoots them, or whatever he does. And there isn't no right or wrong answer for that film. But there are a lot of folks that go on one side saying it's not a Yule film due to there only being those two things in it. And folks saying that it is a Yule film because they bring up those two scenes in the film and they say that that's enough to make Die Hard 1 be seen as a Yule film. And yes, I have seen that film in the past, so I can tell you they do got those two things in it. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I guess you'd say it's a Yule film, but it's not. I guess you can say it's kind of a Yule film. It has enough in it, to get by to be called a Yule film. But a lot of folks out there say it is, and I'm not here to say they're right or they're wrong with their take or belief of the film. So, why do you bring this up for? The grounds of why I bring this up for, Father Yule, is that, or Santa Claus, there's a lot of folks out there who, this keeps coming up. that folks like to make a film talking about if Die Hard or Die Hard 1, because I guess there is a follow-up to that film, is a Yule film. And the answer is yes and no. You could say it's a Yule film due to the Yule gathering in the beginning of the film, to John McClane wishing someone a happy Yule before he shoots him or whatever. But yeah, and other folks could look at it and say it's not a Yule film, and say that having two scenes in it doesn't make it a Yule film in their eyes, or at least in their belief. Well, you're right about that. Well, thank you for coming in and having a talk with me. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, before you go, is that the good list? Yes, that's the good list. Well, then let me guess, the bad list is behind it. Yes, all the bad lists of all those folks are behind it. Do you even put folks on it? No, that's God and Jesus. They put folks on the good list or the bad list. But everyone, can choose to be good, and everyone can have their sins and misdeeds forgiven by God and Jesus. So, and everyone's sins and misdeeds are forgiven by God and Jesus. So, at the end of the day, there is only one list. Well, that's my film with Father Yule saying, is Die Hard 1 a Yule film? And the answer is kind of hard. Yes, it is a Yule film, and yes and no, it's not. It has to do with if you believe that those two scenes in the film, is enough to make it be seen as a Yule film. Because some folks will say that those two scenes in there isn't enough to make it be seen as a Yule film in some folks' belief. And I'll see you all later.